Hi, my name's Ellen from the Spellbound Bead Company, and I'm going to show you how to make these fruit salad earrings. I've threaded my needle with approximately a metre of cream thread, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to tie our thread onto our 4mm jump ring. Now it's a soldered jump ring even, so it's no gap in it for your thread to pass through. So we're just going to tie that on. If you've only got an unsoldered jump ring at home, that's no problem. All you need to do is just take a little blob of nail varnish and fill the gap in the ring with that, so that there's no chance of your thread popping through. So just tie a double knot on like that, and then take our 8mm round bead, pass your needle through there, so you've got your ring on the one side, and then we're going to take a small piece of paper and just poke your needle through so that that sits on the other side of your bead. So you've got your ring, your bead, and then your paper. And that piece of paper just makes sure that all the beads that you thread on for your tassel strands now, they all sit nice and neatly on the one side rather than getting in the way of each other. So first things first, we're going to put on our lemon bead. So we're going to thread on 2 of our lime green beads, 1 of our turquoisey blue, and then 9 more of our green. 7 and 9. So thread those on. Then I'm going to thread on another 1 of our turquoise beads and 3 more green. Then I'm going to put my lemon on. So pick up your lemon, pass through the bead. Then I'm going to thread on 3 more of your lime green beads. And then I'm going to skip the last 3 green beads that I threaded on, and I'm going to pass the needle back up through the turquoise blue one. So pass it back up through there, and then the next few beads along, and then pass your needle all the way back up the strand up to the piece of paper. So making sure that your needle passes through every bead on the strand, and then pull your thread tight, and then want to make sure that there's no loops appearing anywhere, so hold on to your lemon bead on the end and then just pull the tail of your thread up tight so there's no gapping. Then pass your needle back through the piece of paper, up through the bead, through the red bead at the top, and then make sure you pass your needle through the ring and then back down through your red bead, so you come out on the other side of the paper. So that's your first strand. Now we're going to add on the current strand. So you're going to thread on 5 of your lime green beads, 1 of your turquoise blue, and then 3 more green. Then I'm using a 6mm round bead just as my current. Pass your needle through there, and then this time we're just going to use 1 lime green bead on the opposite side of your current as an anchor. So then pass your needle back up through the current, and then back up through the rest of the bead strands up to your piece of paper. then up through your red bead, then through the ring, and then back down. Through your red bead and your piece of paper, like so. So the next strand we're going to put on our raspberry bead. This time this one's going to be quite a long strand. So you're going to put on 4 of your green beads, 1 of your turquoise blue, and then another 9 green beads. 2, 3, 7, 8 and 9. Doesn't have to be as exact, it's just a suggestion of the bead count for you. It just gives them a nice spacing, but it doesn't really matter if it doesn't matter at all if you miss one out. And your blue, and then another 9 green beads. And then this time we're going to put our raspberry on. And then thread on another 2 green beads. After the raspberry. And then this time you're just going to skip the last 2 green ones and pass up through the next green one. So you can see you've got just a little loop holding your raspberry in place. And then again, pass your thread back up, all the way back up to your piece of paper and your red bead at the top. As this is quite a long strand, you can come out along halfway, just to make sure that you're not skipping any beads or leaving any loops of thread. All the way up to the top and through your red bead. So it's again, just hold on to your the last bead in the row, and just make sure that there's no loops of thread going through there. And then once again back through your ring. I've already actually passed through the ring, I can see that. So then we're going back down and out on the other side of your piece of paper. So this time we're going to put on our lime. So we're going 1 green, a blue one, and 7 green. And then another one of our blue turquoise, and 8 green. And then this time we're going to add on our lime bead. 3 more green on the bottom. And then skip the last 3 beads in the row and pass back up through the strand you've already threaded on. Now if you don't want to put the blue beads, the blue turquoise beads in, you don't have to. You can do it all green if you like. It just adds a little bit of interest, breaks up the colour a little. But it's perfectly up to you if you don't want to put them in there. You can see there I've got myself a little loop of thread. So once again, if you just pull on the beads and on the thread end to make sure your thread's all tight. Then again through the ring and back down a red bead. So by this point you have to make sure that you're keeping your other tassel strands out of the way, you're not getting your thread looped around them. So we're putting on 3 green, 1 blue turquoise and another 4 green. Then I'm going to put on my strawberry bead. Two more green beads. Skip the last 2 green you threaded on before the strawberry, and then back up through the strand. Try to be careful not to split your thread. Pull that up and back up through the strand. You're making sure you're keeping the ones you've already placed out of the way so that you're not making your thread isn't looping around any of the other strands and tying yourself in a knot. Back up through your red bead. It's quite tricky to find the hole now. There we go. Up through the bead. Again, making sure that your loop is staying where you want it to. Like that. Pull your strawberry strand tight. Pass through your loop. And again, back down your bead. It's quite a lot of thread going through the centre of your red bead now, so you might have to give it a little bit of a wiggle and make sure it gets through. And again, make sure that you come out only through the piece of paper. You don't want to come out through any of the beads and the other strands that are already there. Where is it? There we go. And then we just got 1 more tassel strand to put on. We're going to put our banana strand on. So we want 1 green, 1 blue, and 8 green. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Thread on your banana. And you want 4 green beads this time. And then again back up, skip out the last 4 beads of your strand and then back up the remaining beads up to your piece of paper. And again, making sure your other bead strands are out of the way. And pull your loop up tight. And then for the last time, pass it up through red bead. We can get it through. There we go. There will be a big wad of thread on the other side, so you have to give it a bit of persuasion to get it to go through. Out the other side again. Make sure you've got all your tassel strands out of the way and you've got no loops of thread hanging through where you don't want them to. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to tie our threads off together. So the original thread end that you tied on, just gently knot these together. Then you need to tear off your piece of paper to get that out of the way. So there you've got your nice, you can see your tassel in its full quirky beauty. And then just pass your thread if you can. Pass your needle back down through the centre. There we go. If the back through. You might find that you need to find yourself a pair of pliers just to give it a little pull to get it through. So you thread down through there, so it's come out the other side, and then just trim that thread end off. And then again, reattach your needle onto the thread end. Like so. And then again, just pass that end back down through the centre of your bead. And again, just find yourself a pair of pliers. Just pull your needle through. Pull your thread down like that. And being very careful not to cut any of your tassel strands that you've just put on, just trim your thread off. So there you've got your little tassel. And now all you need to do is just open up your ear wire and attach it. So there you have one fruit salad earring, and now all you have to do is make yourself a matching one.